Well, hello, welcome back. I have been recording for a good portion of the day. I am still fighting this COVID or I don't know what this is. There's so many things going around. My throat is raspy, so I apologize for this voice that's happening. If you've noticed, I haven't really been making a lot of content on socials because I'm like, and when I'm not fully working, I want to just lay there in bed. And I have the kids and there's so much going on. But I did ask you on Instagram, if you're not following, at Candace Catherine over there. I try to post every day. Lately it's been a struggle, like I just said, but yeah, if you're following me over there, you get to participate in the polls and kind of have an impact on what I get to post and share with you. So you guys voted that you want me to talk about how you can get over your fears of becoming a single mom by choice. It's so common. I mean, at this point, I'm 3 years in, I have a 3-year-old. I've been a single mom for over 8 years now. So like it feels like regular life to me. So it's kind of odd in a nice way to look back and think about all the times that I felt fear or worry or can I actually do this? Because now I'm in it, like you live it, and it's your mindset completely changes because again, you show up and you prove to yourself that you can do it. I did actually make a post recently talking about how I've been having a really hard week. Because I've been having a really hard week, Leo has been trying me big time. He doesn't want to nap. He is kind of all over the place because he's tired if he's not napping, and then he's going to sleep really freaking late because he's fighting his sleep. He gets his second wind. He's not sleeping in the morning. Like, he's been crazy town, okay? So it's hard, and I work from home, right? So I'm self-employed. I try to show up. I'm trying to do all these things, but I also have to cram a lot of the stuff like this where I'm speaking and I can't be interrupted, or I want you to be able to hear me, obviously. And I don't show my kids on camera anymore. So with that, I have to be able to do some things when the kids are not here or they're sleeping, which Riley's at school during the day and Leo naps, hopefully, for like an hour every day. So that's what I'm really trying to cram everything in. So that really goes hand in hand with one of the major fears of becoming a single mom by choice. And that is, am I going to be able to freaking do that? I mean, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. If either way, you're going to be a working mom, obviously, if you're doing it on your own. Unless you have some crazy windfall of money that allows you to not be able to work, which teach me your ways. Is it the lottery? What did you do? But truthfully, yeah, it's hard. No matter if you're working at home, you're working out of the home, your kids are in daycare and school, whatever it is, there are times when it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. Being a mom in general is the hardest, most fulfilling, most humbling, most beautiful, most, challenging, most overwhelming, most loving and special job you're ever going to do in your entire life. I don't care what you do in life. Okay. You could be a freaking astronaut. The most important and crucial thing that you're going to be doing is being a mom if you choose to be one. So, yeah, but for me to tell you that it's never hard, it's never scary, you're never up thinking, oh my God, am I doing enough? Am I a good mom? Are my kids gonna grow up and be like grateful and feel incredibly loved? I hope so, but obviously there's no guarantees, right? So yeah, you're gonna be just trying to do your best, and sometimes you're literally just gonna feel like you're just trying to keep your head above water, but I think that's everybody. Like, I've never met a mom, an honest mom, that has ever denied how difficult it is to be a mom. Truly. But on that note, again, I say it all the time, I have not found it. And again, I parented with my ex, my child's father, for a year when my daughter was up until 1, okay, just before 1. there was nothing easier about doing it with a partner. Fight me, okay? There was nothing easier about doing it with a partner. It felt like I had another child, period. That was my experience, and I know I share that same, sentiment with lots of other women because they tell me, usually in the DMs. I wish you guys would comment directly on my posts so more women can see that they're not alone. I get it though. We want to stay anonymous and maybe not get into the arguments online. I get it. I hear you. But yeah, it's very common to find that when you're with a partner, it is much more challenging because you're having to also kind of take care of this person a lot of the time. Unfortunately, that is a lot of modern men today because that's the way a lot of them were raised. Unfortunately, it sucks, but a lot of them were, I go to work and that's it. Whereas we're also going to work and doing all the other jobs too, which is not cool. So I have found it less frustrating. I have found it more fulfilling. I have found it easier. I have found that I have less headaches. I have found, and like literally and figuratively, less headaches. I find much more joy in motherhood doing it on my own. I'm sure not every single person on the planet would agree, but I know a lot of us would. And that also includes married women or women that have partners. So, because I get a lot of DMs from them too. Again, I will never out you, and I love you, and I see you, and it's totally relatable. But yeah, even the married mamas are saying it. So there's gotta be something going on there, right? It's not just me, I promise. Now, financial stability is something that I recognize is scary. If you're not financially stable or feeling like you're in a good place, of course, that's something that we need to work on. Empowered mom mindset teaches you, gives you tools to bring in more money, to up level your money mindset, to really make some changes in your day-to-day life, to start bringing in more cash flow, whether that is getting a new job or getting, making a little side business, or we cover so many different things. But there's a lot of ways that you could start bringing in more money like tomorrow. And we teach so much of that inside of Empowered Mom Mindset. Doors are going to be opening up again soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I also have a mini guide, a 5-day challenge to start bringing in more abundance in your life. It mixes actual tangible things that you could start doing with mindset work and affirmations and all these things that are incredibly, incredibly important and powerful. I also have free guides, tons of resources to really get you on your way to be financially independent and stable and just in a good place, okay? Because yes, it is important, and yes, being a parent is expensive, and yes, doing it on your own, especially if you're doing fertility, it can be expensive. So for you to be able to be in the right place financially is very important. If you're not feeling like you are, let's do something about it. Let's work together. Shoot me a DM. Either way, there are so many possibilities nowadays. Honestly, the options are endless. The possibilities are endless. So I'm here to encourage you and teach you some ways to really up-level your money. Okay. Emotional and physical exhaustion is something that's scary that we think about, right? Honestly, again, with motherhood, I did it with a partner. I did it on my own. It's hard. The first year when the baby is not sleeping well, you're not getting big stretches, that's when it's really hard. If you can really, hopefully, tag somebody in to help you, if you can maybe get a night nurse or a girlfriend to come over and let you nap, a sister or a neighbor that you trust and love, whatever, that can really be incredible and helpful and really rejuvenate you. And when you're a new mom, like a half an hour of just comatose on the couch, and knowing that the baby's taken care of, that alone can sometimes be the biggest gift from heaven, okay? So finding ways, there was one mom that I saw that when her baby was kind of like scooting around but not walking yet. She had like a playpen in her living room that was complete, like it was a large one, okay, a big square one that is completely enclosed, so the baby couldn't get out, and had just a few of the baby's toys. And the mom laid down in there and would just close her eyes and kind of like play. The baby cannot get out. Nothing can happen to this baby. They're fine, okay? And the mom would just kind of doze in and out. And again, everyone will tell you, partner or not, whatever, that you're kind of a zombie for the first little bit. And that's to be expected. I mean, you're not really sleeping. Your hormones are nuts. Your body is trying to heal. Like, there's so much. And if you're breastfeeding, there's that on top of it. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really not. But it's one of those things, like, this too shall pass. And that's the truth. I mean, again, I have a 3-year-old and I have a 9.5-year-old, and the sleep comes back. You start sleeping again. And it's funny because I was just talking about how Leo's not napping. So that's a new thing that comes along. But again, like, would I change it? Would I erase any of them? Would I not do it if I had a do-over? Absolutely not. I love them so much. They bring so much to my life. And again, I say it so many times, like, the only thing I would change is that I would have done it sooner, that my kids would have been closer in age. That is the only thing that I would have changed. I would have changed the waiting for so long and the doubting myself and the thinking that I can't do this. It's the only thing I would change, I promise you. You're gonna start sleeping again. Last night I slept, no, not last night. The night before last, I slept 8 hours. Uninterrupted. 8 hours. Beautiful. Okay, it doesn't happen every night, but we're working on it, okay? So it's one of those things that it's to be expected. If you have a baby, you're gonna be tired, physically, emotionally, mentally exhausted, but this too shall pass. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna lean on the people around you. If you don't have people around you, you can hire help. You can really figure it out. You really, truly can. And it's doable. And again, nothing lasts forever. You can do this. Ooh, the fear of judgment and the stigma. This was a hard one for me. I knew I would get a lot of like, what? What do you mean? And something that I really advise that I did, and it kind of helped me, was that I would leave little nuggets of, wouldn't it be crazy if I like used a sperm donor and had a baby on my own? Wouldn't that be like crazy? You know, just like wait and see, like, you know, just drop a little nugget and see what happens. And honestly, there was some like, what? And raised eyebrows, and are you crazy? And the judgment and the blah, 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 and the ignorance, of course. But I was actually surprised to see a lot of like, oh my God, would you actually do that? That's like, really? Like, how does that work? What do they do? Do you know? Blah, blah, blah. And again, there's so many, like, there was married women, divorced women, and mothers that would say like, oh my God, like, if I could have done it that way, or if I knew about that, I'd be a different person today, honey. Be in a different situation. Men, because I had a lot of male coworkers, there was some of the like, oh my God, like, you must be really damaged. Oh my God, like, men really must have really done a number on you. You must really hate men. You must have lost all hope in men. And it's like, that's not what it's about. Like, that's a you problem, that you think that I hate all men and that's why I want to have a baby on my own. Like, the fact that that's where your head goes, that it must be about you, says more about you than it does about me, right? Because again, a lot of women, not all, especially if you see the not so nice people online, the little brave keyboard warriors, the majority of people in real life, like, the women are almost always like, oh, that's amazing. Good for you. My God, that's amazing. I wish I did that. Now I'm going to tell my daughter about that. You know how much I get of that? That's huge. I'm going to tell my daughter, and I even get DMs from dads, okay, like older dads whose daughters are, I guess, early 20s or whatever, teens, late teens. And they will DM me and be like, oh my God, I'm telling my daughter about that. Do you know why? Because they know men, because they're men. Hello, speaking volumes. Again, there are great guys out there. I always like to just put these little disclaimers in there that there are lovely men out there, okay? There are, but it's important to, like, if you want to become a mother and that is your priority, is becoming a mother, leave, like, who cares what anybody else thinks about you? At the end of the day, whatever you want to do in life, there's gonna be people that have an opinion about it if you allow them to. I don't care what it is, leaving your corporate job, marrying Jimbo from wherever, from work, or, you know, whatever. I don't care what it is, going to whatever for vacation. People are like, oh, you really? You want to go there? I don't know. Why not go here instead? I heard great things. People have something to say about everything. And if you give them a voice or you allow them to be a ruler of your life, that's on you. Stop giving people that. Don't give them that. And there's another layer of, sometimes we assume that people have these judgments or these ideas or these opinions. And that's kind of shitty too, if you really think about it. Instead, we should be focusing on how we feel about things, what we think about things, what's important to us. And again, if you are choosing to have a family on your own as a woman who has always felt called to, or is feeling called to motherhood, okay, this, I would hope this is something that you've thought about for a while. I wouldn't do this as an impromptu, hey, it's a Tuesday, let's go crazy, I'm gonna have a baby. We should sleep on it, of course. We should have some of the ducks in a row, maybe not all of them, because nothing's ever perfectly aligned, but you know what I mean, catch my drift. Yeah, if you feel called to that, and it's important to you, and you want to be a mom because you want to be a mom, it's coming from a place of love and like just this inner knowing and this inner calling of like, I should be a mom, I want to be a mom, I feel called to this. If Billy from sales department thinks that that's a bad idea, Billy can go scratch. Bye, Billy. Like, Billy, like, who cares what, like, who's Billy to you? And yes, I understand it gets a little tricky when it's maybe it's not Billy, but it's your mom, and it's hard, and mom has traditional values and traditional beliefs, and she thinks that you're gonna go to hell in a handbasket because you're choosing to do this. Again, that's still mom's problem. That's not your problem. Think about it. Think about it. Okay. And I understand, you know, sometimes we have this, like, is it bad if you grew up really religious, especially if, you know, maybe your parents aren't on board because they are very religious and very traditional and whatever. And they think that it's a sin and you're this horrible person, and you're doing this horrible thing. Religion thinks a lot of things are horrible. Okay. Organized religion thinks a lot of things are horrible and has condemned a lot of things that, at the end of the day, when you really take a step back, okay, I'm not going to tell you what to believe in, okay, I'm not. I grew up religious, not crazy church every Sunday, like super, super, super duper religious, but I grew up in a fairly religious family where we talked about God and Jesus, and, you know, we were Catholic, Christian, whatever, okay? Again, not practicing, I guess, but there was enough of that in my home to have considered myself a religious person. But you have to sometimes think about things for ourselves as adults. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to say this lightly and with love and being gentle. But I have a hard time with my God thinking that a mother having a child, bringing life into this world from a place of love and joy and excitement and passion and all these beautiful, beautiful energies and thoughts and feelings, I have a hard time with him being like, no, absolutely not. She wants to raise a child. She's terrible. Like, my God doesn't think like that. I'm sorry. Again, I can understand for some people that's really hard. But again, I'm 35. Okay. I became a single mom when I was 27. Math is really my strong one. 27, I think. Yes, about that. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I was like 27-ish when I became a single mom, okay? And it was hard, and it was like, oh shit. And my very traditional, very religious, very active in the church, very, very Catholic, okay, grandmother was like, because she believed that I should do things a certain way. But at the end of the day, she was the most supportive and would show up and call and ask and show up for me and Riley at that time in the best way always. She never came from a place of judgment. She just wanted to protect me. She wanted to make sure that that I was saved and I was okay, right? Which is coming from a place of love. So I think when we recognize that the people that are, maybe judging us or worried about us, they're coming from a place of love, especially the like religious older family members or whatever it is. I think kind of being, not cutting them slack, because again, you're allowed to set boundaries and you're allowed to kind of demand respect, right? Or you are allowed to demand respect, actually. Thank you. Should clarify there. But I think also understanding that they're coming from a place of loving you and wanting the best for you, but to also meet them with that, like, I understand that you love me so much and I'm so grateful that you love me so deeply, but I want you to know that I'm doing this from a place of wanting to be able to love my own child that deeply, and again, there's some people that just may not ever come around, but should you put your life on, you live once. You live this one time. If you feel called to motherhood or to having more children, should you allow somebody else to rob you of that? You get to decide. I'm going to say no. Obviously, you know how I feel about this. But again, like your people are going to be your people. I could be your biggest cheerleader. The women in the Single Mom Mindset Facebook group can be your cheerleaders. Okay. The people that, are on my social media, we can connect. If there's ever somebody specific that has a specific situation like yours that you're looking to connect with, send me a DM. I get a lot of moms that are like, I already have a child and we're co-parenting. And I'm thinking about doing this for my second child on my own, but I'm scared. The amount of DMs that I get for that, massive. So again, like there's a way that I can connect you inside of the Single Mom Mindset group on Facebook, or if you want to join the Single Mom Mindset program, which again is to help you on your journey to becoming a single mom by choice. It guides you through everything, choosing your donor, how you're going to balance work, getting over the stigmas and the judgments and the fears, and we get into all of that, your finances, budgeting, literally everything, your procedures, everything that you need to know is inside of Single Mom Mindset, the program. So, and including a community, as well, where you can connect with women inside of Empowered Mom Mindset and everything. So just putting some women together that have similar backgrounds or similar goals can really be incredibly empowering and just coming together. So you're not alone. I want you to know that. And again, I don't know any other single moms by choice in person, in real life, in my day-to-day life. I don't have anyone that's close by that I get to meet up with and, bond with in that way, but I have found so much strength and encouragement in connecting with you, many of you online, and developing connections in that way, and just knowing that there's so many of us that are in similar situations. It's just encouraging. It feels good to know that, I'm not alone, and there's nothing bad about wanting to be a mom. Like, what? It's crazy to me that anyone would think that it's crazy, or that it's awful and bad. But yeah, I think honestly that's the biggest thing. There's another one that's the impact on your child. I get that. That was something that I thought about quite a bit. Obviously, I had my first child with my ex, so she had a dad. he was kind of in the picture at that time when I was considering doing this at first. Because again, it took me a long time, and I wish I didn't take so much time to just freaking bite the bullet. But yeah, like, I worried about that. Of course. What is it going to be like that my daughter has a dad in her life at that time and my other child won't? Like, how are they going to deal? Is that going to be horrible for them? Excuse me. Like, but again, like, most fertility clinics have you meet with a psychologist. Not all of them do, but you know what? You can even set that up for yourself. If you have like a free healthcare place for here, it's called the CLSC. There's tons of different places with different resources and things available. You might have to pay something up front. I don't know. I hope you can find like a free service if that's what you're looking for. But you can meet with a psychologist and ask them your questions. Make sure that this is somebody that's open-minded, of course. If you go to an old school person, you're probably not going to be met with what you want to be met with, I'm sure. But you can go to them and see, like, talk through some of these things if that will make you feel better. Set up a one-on-one with me. We can talk through some of your reservations together as somebody that's living it. Shoot me a DM if you want to connect with somebody who, again, is in your specific situation. But I want you to know, okay, that they all single moms, donor conceived people, which is what Leo is, right? And if you choose to have a child using a donor, that is what your child is, donor conceived person. They all, the majority, okay, I don't know all of them, but just in my research and connecting with people and all these things, and psychologists and all these studies and things as well, the general consensus is that if you're upfront and honest with your child, tell them where they come from, the fact that they are a single mom family or an independent mom family, and when you speak about family instead of mom, dad, blah, 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 you can always, we have mommy. In my case, I'll just use us as an example, that we're a mommy family. So there's mommy and there's Sissy and there's Leo, and we have our kitty cat too. And we also have a Nana, and we have an Uncle Bud, and we have an Auntie Annie, and we have a Papa, which is Grandpa, because Leo has a hard time saying Grandpa. He's getting there now, but yeah, the extended family, maybe your extended family is, my Auntie Annie is my best friend that I've had since high school. She's no blood relation, but she's Auntie Annie to my kids. So you can have a chosen family, which is a really incredibly beautiful thing too. If you don't have this huge supportive family that, we see in the movies and we wish that we had, and I totally relate, okay, I get it. But not everyone has that, and that's okay too. Your chosen family could be the people that you choose to have around. Okay, the people that love you and accept you, and the people that you connect with online, maybe the people in your community. When you do have a child, if you go to like the Mommy and Me classes, or you go to like baby activities and things like that, like if you're looking for friends, that's where you gotta go. You gotta take the time to create those friendships and connect with other moms and other women, okay? Because it can be really empowering and encouraging to have people that are just in your corner, But yeah, I'm truthfully not worried. Like, I mean, my kids are thriving. They're both really smart. They're both really loving. They're both funny AF. They both know that we're a solo mom family. We're a mommy family. That's what I say all the time. We're a mommy family. And yeah, I don't make it weird. I don't make it bad. I have told Leo the story multiple times. Of course, I've told Riley more so because she's older. But yeah, I've told Leo my story that, mommy wanted to have another baby. And so mommy went to the doctor, and a special man or a nice man, and this doctor helped put a baby in mommy's belly. And then that baby is you. Period. Again, he's 3. But as he gets older, the story will grow and more details, of course. But yeah, it's the truth. There's nothing sad or bad or, shameful about it. I wanted to have another baby. You know what I mean? That this is the story, because it is, right? And yeah, I think it's just important to be completely transparent and come from a place of love, because that's what it is, right? And yeah, your kids will know that and feel that. If that's your true feeling, they will feel that. They'll pick that up, you know? And I think it can be incredibly empowering for them. Imagine being wanted so badly that your mom jumped through hoops to have you. How many of us can say that? Like, I love my parents to death, but I know that I was a mistake. It's not the most encouraging story. Like, you know, your mom and your dad and I were, you know, it was a bit of an oopsie. We loved you. We were happy that you were there, but like, it wasn't exactly planned. I know it's common, of course, but imagine the story is, you know, mommy didn't have a husband. Mommy, you know, was focusing on herself, but mommy just had this calling, this knowing that you were supposed to be here. And she had this overwhelming love in her heart to have another baby and to raise a family and to be a mommy. And mommy is just so happy and grateful that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here every day and you're exactly who this family needed and so forth, you know? Imagine having your parents or your mom or your, whatever your situation is, your moms, your whatever, you know, fill you up with that all the time. Imagine that. How loved and special you would feel. So again, it's on us to make sure that the narrative is a powerful, inspiring, loving one. And again, only you're in a single mama home, so it's up to you, right? And that's a huge blessing, because you get to decide that it's a beautiful thing to be a single mom by choice. You get to decide that. You have that power to teach your children that you got options, okay? So, you know what? I'm gonna leave you with that because it's gone really long and my voice is struggling. I can hear it just like slowly dying. So, yeah, I mean, there's more that we could talk about. This is obviously a topic that I love to talk about. And if you have questions, if you have specific things that you want me to address that I can help you with, please don't hesitate. Shoot me a DM, leave a comment below, whatever it is, a comment over on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you, whether you're a single mom by circumstance, that's divorce or separation or loss, whatever it is, or someone who is a single mom by choice or considering that, or hopeful single mom by choice. I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. Again, the amount of DMs that I get from moms just saying, or women just saying, like, thank you for like showing up and just doing what you're doing. And it's the reminder that I need, because sometimes I feel like, again, I'm a single working mom, and sometimes it feels like, am I doing enough? My goal is to uplift everybody. I want all the mamas to be feeling amazing. So yeah, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not doing enough. So when I get messages like that, it's really encouraging. But also when I get messages asking me questions or needing a word of encouragement or, you know, technical questions or whatever it is, it's just a reminder that I'm on track and I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing, and you know, you're receiving it well. So I appreciate that. I'm grateful to you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Set on that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And yeah, I'm so thankful to you for being here and continuing to show up for me and for you and your journey as a solo mama. I'm sending you love. Bye.